Hello, and welcome to Gamer of All, Master of None, where we do all things gaming related. And today is the start of a new series, Discount Gamer. There are 5,000 games on Steam as of March 2023, and we all have too many that in our library we haven't played. Other than the obvious hottest brand new releases which get more and more expensive, do good games go on discount? And just because they're on discount, does that mean they're good value? Today we will find out with One Piece World Seeker. Unfortunately, things didn't start out great for us as we had an issue loading up the game, and it was common enough that googling the issue, the first result gave us the answer, which was to force the GPU to run the game. You have thought that a game will automatically find the most powerful GPU in your system to launch it, but that wasn't a concern for the developers apparently. To be fair, a lot of games do have this issue, especially if you have a system with dual graphics card. And that was why the screen was blank to start off with. Once we got into the game, we got hit with a bang of an opening. The cinematic intro is very much One Piece and makes me feel like I'm watching the anime. I decided to try the game on extreme mode just for the lols and to see if we can get past the tutorial. Spoiler alert, I suck, so no. A shocker of an opening as we see Luffy in chains, but it seems like it was just part of a heist. I do wonder if Luffy actually have the brain cells to put a front like this. But I guess we see the main villain here, which is the warden of Sky Prison. So about 10 minutes in, we finally get to move around after seeing two new characters, John and Donnie, who is suspiciously Chopper-esque. What annoyed me in the tutorial is that they give you the button to unlock one thing at a time. My brain immediately wants to sprint and jump and things like that, but it's locked until you get to the end of the section of the tutorial. I don't think you need to teach people on how to move around, that is just too much hand holding. X for melee, which is fine, but I think the immediate thought to me was that there was no lock on. There's also a brief period of time where you knock an enemy over and you can't attack them, causing you to only hit them on the final hit on your second combo. I also don't see an attack indicator from the enemy, and for third person games like this it is really useful, so that's another minus for me. We now also unlock the next level up of sprinting in this game, which is the arm extend using RB. This game really do give me Spider-Man vibes, but as moving about like this isn't the main focus on the game, you can't really swing from ledge to ledge, and it is not smooth. The flow of the combat really come to light here on our first double fight. We get given dodge, soru, which actually just means to shave in Japanese. Actually, I had trouble doing this because it's only when I was editing and going through slow motion, I noticed that the red exclamation mark flashes just before the attack. And that was the cue I was missing when just playing through. Disregarding that, I managed to get them lined up after a few attempts to win the fight. This is actually a tip you can use in real life fighting as well, by the way. If you're up against multiple opponents and you can't run, then try moving so that they're lined up and they're blocking each other. We found Chopper in a marine base and unlocked the use of Kenbun Shoku Haki. And the skills tab. Having a look through, there's nothing too interesting, so let's just move on. The next troubling fight is when we unlock Busou Shoku Haki. Again, not knowing how to dodge or block, or the option to lock on, I just got demolished. And decided to turn down the difficulty back to standard. Also, from the combat and moving around in this game, I'm also getting a bit nauseous. And not just when playing the game, when editing as well. I'm always a little bit scared when there is a stealth option introduced to you and it's not meant to be a stealth game, as it usually means there will be a forced stealth mission where you just fail on detection. But if we get to it, we'll get to it, and luckily it didn't matter in this section. Also, moving in a barrel thing like this definitely rips off Snake from Metal Gear Solid. We get to our first boss fight, and it is with Smoker, one of the Marines who I think is more favourable. And actually he's not been out of the top 35 since his debut, from the 2nd out of 7 popularity polls, beating Tashigi, Garp and even Kuzan. We also unlock special abilities, and my first one ever missed. Blocking is weird as well, as you can face any direction and block, and there will be no damage. And here we can finally lock onto the targets, which is definitely too late. Eventually we win by spamming Jet Pistol, which does very little damage. We now unlock a faster travel option, Gomu Gomu no Rocket, and the first time we use it we smack straight into the wall. And the second time we use it we land into the water. Interestingly, there's no damage to your health when you land into the water, which you would have thought there would be, because Luffy can't swim. We get to the city and we got told that there are snipers positioned in the city. I'm sensing Batman Arkham series and PS4 Spider-Man vibes here. There's no fall damage for both Luffy, which is understandable, but also the snipers as well. You can just knock them down off the roof and nothing happens. Also slightly annoying that you get this blue line on you whenever you're in range of a sniper, even though technically they shouldn't be able to see you. And it seems like to me all of the female models in here kind of feel modeled after Nami. I'm not sure whether that's supposedly a thing. Couple more fights going through a marine base. After this fight, unfortunately I'm going to have to stop here. I've played for about 45 minutes, and the motion of the movement not being smooth is starting to do my head in with motion sickness, as well as the heat in the UK in the start of September. I feel like this game is trying to go for something like Batman Arkham series and PS4 Spider-Man, with the snipers, the movements, some of the sneaking around, but the combat wasn't intuitive or enjoyable to me. It was a shame that the game was giving motion sickness, as the story seems quite interesting, although a bit dragged out at times. But I guess I'll just watch some Let's Play or something on YouTube to see the story. Let me know what you think about this game if you managed to get further than I do. Give me a like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here, and check out my other videos and channels. And I'll see you on the next video on Gamers of All, Master of None. Bye!